Welcome to the Sim Podcast Show. I'm your co-host, Eric, and I'm always joined by my co-host, Ron. What's good, Ron?
What's going on?
You know what we do? We talk about the National Football League on a weekly basis, including the playoffs. And Ron, this is week 17, episode 143. I mean, we still don't know how this is going to play out.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, most teams have clinched at this point. I think we know what teams are going to be in the playoffs, and I think I feel pretty comfortable. The Steelers will be in there. It's a guarantee. The Patriots clinched already, right?
Already clinched.
But we don't know what position they'll fall and who they'll play when we get to the playoffs. So at the end, I think we're going to go through our confidence level to see how we feel about some of these teams that are in the playoffs and whether we'd be confident if our team can match up well against them or not. So, last 2 weeks, it's going to be, pretty interesting for sure to see what our teams look like.
Yeah, because if you win the next game, you're already the division yours, right?
Right. So if we win on Sunday, the division's ours. If Baltimore loses on Saturday, division's ours. So we don't even have to play, potentially. We may not even have to play our starters on Sunday, and then obviously week 18 either.
18, yeah.
We'd clinch with just 9 wins. So it's a good chance because, Baltimore, Lamar, obviously with that latest injury, he's tracking not to play this week. He was out of practice today. Green Bay has their injury concerns too at the quarterback situation, so we'll need to monitor that. But with or without Lamar, I think the Ravens would have a difficult time beating Green Bay in Green Bay, I think.
I mean, all the Patriots have to do is win out. Not only get the AFC East, but then they get a number 1 seed. Because
if Denver loses, right?
That is if Denver loses, yes. And Denver, I think they have Green Bay this week, right?
No. Ravens have Green Bay. I don't know what. I know they have.
No, Denver has Kansas City. That's what they have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should.
That should be an automatic.
Yeah.
They have,
thought the last game, though.
They have a quarterback.
I thought the last game for Denver is against the Chargers. So that'll be a really tough game.
Yeah, that'll be a tough game.
Denver obviously would have something to play for if they want that 1 seed, most likely. The Chargers, I don't know. I guess they may have a chance, potentially, right? At the 1 seed also, the Chargers, if they win?
We would have to lose one of the games.
No, I'm talking about for their division.
Oh, they can get the division.
Yeah.
They're not going to get the number 1 seed. Because I think they're 11 wins.
11-4 right now.
4 right now, yeah.
So both those teams will have something to play for, basically, at the end of the season.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Episode 143, we'll have an NFL news. We'll have our season totals with our week 16 review. We'll have the PowerPoint power rankings. We'll have the game predictions, and then we'll have our playoff, rankings from scariest team to face to not so scary team to face. So
right.
We'll see, but I want to start out. Ron, let's just dive right into it. What do you think about this whole DK Metcalf fiasco that's going on?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It was just insane watching it happen during that game. No explanation really while it happened. After the game, you get one version from the fan, which sounded ridiculous. And then you had a second version that came from like Chad Johnson and Harrison as well, former Steeler player. So, as far as, what words were being used and why DK got upset and all that other stuff. So, at the end of the day, Metcalf has to be able to control himself. I think there was a breakdown for sure in
The
security piece from the Pittsburgh side, from the Detroit side, just all around. I think there was some opportunity there for sure. When you look at a lot of the videos that are out there now, it seems like beforehand, you don't know at what point it started, but you can see Metcalf talking to someone at security that looks like they were security, but then he just decides to walk over to where the fan's at, and that's when confrontation happened. So if the confrontation probably started, at least the conversation probably started like well before that. But it's just unfortunately that it escalated to that point. And then as far as suspension, I thought 2 games was...
It's harsh. It's harsh. Yeah, I think it's harsh.
There's no precedence for that. Earlier in this same season, Lamar had a similar interaction with a fan where he hit the fan. Now the fan hit him or hit one of his players first. So it's slightly different, but you still had, a player that is basically confronting a fan. And Lamar was not suspended. He was fine. And that's the part that was to me seemed excessive. And then when he appealed today, I thought, okay, they'll roll it back to 1 game, but I thought that would still be too harsh.
They upheld it.
They upheld it, which is insane to me. But
I mean, if you're the players' union and the NFL said no, we're gonna uphold it, there's nothing else you can do, right? Because you already appealed it. Whatever the mediator decided on went with the NFL.
Yeah, that's collective bargaining agreement, right? That's what you agreed as far as what your process would be. That's that's where we have ended up now. You and I and our friends were talking about this, and I think the NFL, and this is for all sports teams, they need to have some sort of accountability and responsibility to protect the players. And I think when you have a situation with a fan who's had prior incidents with Metcalf, I think Metcalf, DK has a case to make to say, well, the NFL did not protect me. And I'm not saying he should play victim or anything like that. But if you and I were in that situation in our workplace, right, and we were not being protected by HR, we could sue our company for allowing that type of behavior, bullying, whatever you want to call it, hostile work environment. You and I, as regular citizens, can turn around and just sue company, because company legally is supposed to prevent that from happening. Now, I'm only saying that because, again, this one fan has had this issue before with DK, and it seems, especially with the latest video that came out, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a video of him saying, that was the point, basically.
No, he woke up that morning with the intention of, I'm going to provoke him until that happens. Which is, I don't know in the court of law if, that will damage his case or whatnot. Because he lawyered up real fast.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he lawyered up immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, but his case had fallen apart within a couple of hours, right? To say that...
I mean, I don't know if he's going to get compensated. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But I'm just more upset at the fact that... I'm not upset. I'm more like the Steelers knew what they were doing by making out this contract and saying, if you get too emotional, DK, we're going to take this guarantee money off the table. And he agreed to that.
Yeah.
So to me, it's shrewd business on the part of the Steelers to put that in the contract because they knew what kind of person he was. And it was dumb for him. Absolutely. To be like, I'm just going to throw out $45 million. I don't think the punch even landed, but just the fact.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a punch. It was more like pushing him away. Like he grabbed his shirt and then pushed him away.
Still, he was the aggressor.
Absolutely. I'm not saying the other guy did not do anything physical at all. It was just, from what we saw, he was just provoking him, and DK grabbed him and pushed him. Now, at what point, again, is the NFL, is the Detroit Lions security, Pittsburgh security, are they responsible, right, to take him out of that situation and protect him, their employee? That's, I think, a discussion that needs to happen around the league. It's funny because, when you look at like other sports like basketball, for example, people make fun of LeBron James because he's constantly pointing to people, the security, to have them kicked out. But if he doesn't do that, what's the alternative? Like, do you want a situation where he's in the stands,
like
fighting?
2006 Pistons.
Right. Because no one's protecting the players and fans are just showing up intentionally trying to provoke people.
Well, to me, that's the difference, is that if in the NBA, if you heckling somebody and they want you out of the game, they call security, you're out.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do that in the NFL.
Right.
Because you're kind of far away from the sideline.
Yeah.
I mean, not some stadiums, are shorter than others, but still, it's very hard for the NFL player to point somebody out and say, unless they're like we are, like face to face.
Right.
So,
but the fact that this fan has had an issue or run-in at another game, to me, the Lions should have known, hey, this guy should not be attending games because he does not behave himself when he's...
The idea, everybody, when they come in, they're not going to do that.
The teams have banned players. Players have, not players, but fans have been banned.
Fans have season ticket holders revoked, but doesn't mean that he can't just get it from a third party.
But they could be banned, is what I'm saying. You show up to the stadium,
from every stadium,
your name's on this list.
It's hard to do every stadium because every stadium is going to have their own protocol.
Yeah, I get that.
It was not only dumb on DK, but it was dumb on that fan.
Yeah.
Because now, like you said, there's video of him going, that was a goal.
Yeah.
That was a goal.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and that's where I think his case is just, you can throw that out.
That's where it's probably going to get dismissed, but...
The funny thing, well, it's not funny. The interesting thing is, as this was happening, and I'm online looking at some of the comments, so you could see tons of like different reactions, but a lot of like Steelers fans saying, "What's wrong with him?" Blah blah blah. Get rid of him.
DK?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with him. He's just an emotional guy.
Yeah, but the reason I'm bringing that up is because they were screaming. Some of these same people were screaming for George Pickens to be gone, and as soon as they got rid of him, they're like, fine, good riddance. And then as soon as, Pickens had gone off and have a great season, they're like, oh, that was a mistake. Here we are again, running into a same situation with another, star player that is having a tantrum. There is no great, elite receiver in the NFL. I don't think ever, outside of Jerry Rice, that's a Boy Scout, right? The reason they're that good is because they're extremely competitive. They have very low patience for stuff like that. And whether it's, Jamar Chase spitting on someone, which, I think is very, uncalled for, or, players taking swings.
Or Stephon Diggs doing white powder on a boat. I mean, this
is what you get.
Yes, this is what you get.
At the end of the day, I think fans of teams like Steelers, I'm talking Steeler Nation at this point, you got to figure out what you want. Do you want to have a bunch of Boy Scouts on your team, or do you want to win? At the end of the day, and I think this is what Tomlin knows, and he said this before, people who the more talented you are, the more you get away with. Tomlin has admitted to that. We allow certain behavior from certain players. That's what they did with AB until it couldn't get to a point. And that's what they'll continue to do with Metcalf until, if he continues to go off, they'll be like, okay, you're gone. But that's the league. And, that's how it is. You want a good player, you got to be able to deal with some of those things from star players.
I think people fail to realize that, but these players have a physical ability, but then they also have a psychological, mental, breakdown of like, okay, what sets these guys off? Like what does this? What does that? So it's like you said, you take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
You got a good player, but it probably comes with some baggage.
Yeah.
Are you willing to accept that?
Right.
Because you're winning.
And using the N-word, which was alleged to have been used, and again, there's no recording of that, but that's what he alleged, or calling your mom profanity might be the right trigger for most people, whether you're an athlete or not.
I think to be honest, I think Metcalf, we still don't know if that was even said, but to me, that's like a get out of jail card for any African American player. Well, this dude called me the N-word, and anybody else who's of skin color, as soon as they hear, they're like, "Oh, you were right. You have to protect your dignity. You were right at throwing the punches." But then it's like, then the truth comes out. Like, okay, was he just saying that so he can get some?
Is that what you think happened?
I mean, the fact is that if that's what's really happened, and he got called the N-word and he punched back, you and I are like, well, he crossed the line.
Right.
You just don't say that to another black man. But if that wasn't said and he just threw the punch
out, yeah, and then said that that's what happened, Metcalf should be thrown out, right?
And
but we don't know. We don't know.
And the fact that the NFL upheld the 2-game suspension, it's like, okay, more details need to come out.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm curious about. This, what exactly? Because all we do know, and these are not these are facts, right? We do know the guy's version is a lie, right? Because he said, all I did was cover there's no recording, at least the recordings we've seen, there's nothing, recorded of him using a government name as a reason that DK, that set DK off. That's one. And then the only other thing we don't know is that, whether the racial slur was in fact used. We have two former players who said they spoke to Metcalf. Metcalf himself has not come out and said that.
No, he hasn't.
But two players have come out and said they spoke to Metcalf, and that's what was said. That's all we know at this point. Yeah, beyond that, we don't know anything else.
We don't. And
we can sit here and make assumptions, but we don't know.
Tomlin about it, he was very cautious with the words. He never said that. Oh, that fan used the N-word. He never said that. He just said...
I don't think any coach would, to be honest with you. I think, I don't think any coach would say, here's what happened. They would just say... They'd basically use coaches talk to say, here's what's happening. Yep. It's being investigated. I can't comment. And that's basically what Tomlin did.
The other thing I want to talk about is the Pro Bowl selection. It just came out today. I'm looking at the list right now. I'm not surprised by anyone. The only one that really, maybe when I'm looking at the AFC, this sounds about right. You have Max Crosby, you have Kyle Hamilton, you have Will Anderson Jr., Myles Garrett. These are all people that had great seasons, basically.
Not necessarily, though, right?
Myles Garrett?
Yeah, Myles Garrett had. Yeah. TJ Watt's in the Pro Bowl. He didn't have a great season. Some of these...
TJ Watt isn't he hospital or something?
Well, yeah, but it doesn't mean you don't get selected to the Pro Bowl just because you're in the hospital. But and someone came out today and said they need to revamp the entire Pro Bowl selection process because there's too much favoritism. Unlike, okay, these players are superstars, even though they had a completely horrible year, I'm still going to put them in the Pro Bowl. That happens way too often. I'm not saying all of these folks aren't deserving. Most of them, I think, are when I look at this list.
I mean, when it comes to the fans, I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah. I
mean,
but I would want a system that rewards the players that have had the best seasons, not necessarily because your name is such and such. Michael Parsons. Like, what? It's a great player. What statistically did he do that might have been better than someone else this year? I don't know. Same thing with TJ Watt, like I said.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're right. Sometimes people just vote on names, especially when it comes to fans. They just recognize the name and go, oh, let me vote him in. But yeah, like you said, there's a lot of people that don't have the name recognition. I don't know if the coaches or the player votes got counted more than the fan votes. I don't know what the process is, but I mean, let's be honest. Half of these players are not going on actual playing the Pro Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are going to be injured. Some of them are going to be on vacation. This is just like a contract bonus that they know they're going to receive.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's great. And I've worked the Pro Bowl. I think this year it's going to be somewhere else.
Oh,
but
is
I worked the Pro Bowls, and I've seen it before. It's just a bunch of kids that show up.
Yeah,
Kids
I've been to it.
And their moms and dads, and it's like, okay, this is propaganda, basically.
Yeah, I think there's benefits to having a Pro Bowl. The biggest benefit, obviously, is for the fans, but more importantly, the city that has it. Like, the amount of money that gets poured into Orlando during the Pro Bowl is astronomical. And Orlando's already a place that a lot of people want to come visit anyways because of Disney and all the sports events that we have here. But to have the Pro Bowl here, or to have had it here, probably has brought a lot, like millions of dollars, into the city of Orlando, I'm sure.
No, actually, this year was in Orlando, but they say that it's going to be again in Orlando. So
yeah, okay. I know they've talked about moving it.
I know the Camping World is going to get a big renovation. I don't know if because
right in time for Jacksonville next
year. So it's Camping World. It's a very, very old stadium that needs to be revamped. So yeah,
I'm curious when that's going to happen, because they also have bowl games that's being played right now in Camping World. Right, again, bowl games brings money to Orlando, so you have the stadium there, which is good. But how quickly can they renovate, and can they do it in time for Jacksonville to get start the season in Orlando?
I mean, it's not going to be, from what I'm thinking, it's not going to be. Actually, no. Let me repeat that. The Pro Bowl for 2026 is actually going to be in San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah. So that'll give them time to renovate it for maybe next year. So,
yeah.
The other thing I want to talk about in the news, these Christmas games, Ron, not exactly home run games.
Oh, I'm looking at them now. Nothing that, none of these games really has playoff implications, really. Yeah, Detroit needs to win, but even if they win, it's a long shot for them. They need a lot to happen. Denver, and they're playing Kansas City. Yeah, they need to win, but you're playing Kansas City. I don't even know who the quarterback is for Kansas City.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
13.5 point spread.
That's a home game.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
I thought I would be sitting in front of the TV all Christmas watching football, and I probably still will be, to be honest with you. But, and I know there's basketball too, I assume, right?
Yeah, that's
NBA.
a good question. There has to be, because, I know the Celtics are not playing on Christmas Day, so
maybe I'll be spending more time with my family than I thought.
I mean, I usually get blasted by 4 o'clock. So I'm gonna be going back and forth.
Yeah,
but definitely there's like 5 5 NBA games scheduled for Christmas. So, yeah. And they're good games. And I know this is a football podcast, but I'm looking at the spread. It's not bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, if you like the NBA, probably tune into some of those games because not much is going to happen with the NFL. All right. Let's talk about week number 16. And let's look at our totals for the year. You are 158. I'm at 142. I mean, I'm not claiming defeat, but it's
over.
I took some chances the last couple of weeks. They didn't pay off. This is just so you don't look like you crushed me, but
yeah,
it's
at this point I can say I clinched winning, our league, and my name will be out on this trophy. Where's the trophy?
Probably somewhere.
Yeah,
somewhere in the garage.
My name will be on that trophy this year, but you clinched with your win, and we'll talk about our games. Patriots having a better record than the Steelers, so.
And you were a man of your words.
Yes.
You actually brought the bourbon, Redwood from California, really good bourbon. So
yeah, I finally caved in and just said, okay, you clinched. Here it is.
Well, you were waiting for the math.
Yeah.
You were waiting for the math. You were waiting for a miracle.
I was waiting for
let you down.
I know, a Patriot collapse. And I was like halfway rooting for Baltimore to win. And then I was like,
Once Lamar.
Let's
just talk about that game because today's Tuesday, happened Sunday night. Baltimore versus New England. Nobody wanted anything to do with Derrick Henry.
I know.
He was
including the Ravens, apparently.
Well, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you be up basically 2 scores and then right after Derrick Henry scores a touchdown, he doesn't see the ball again. 12 minutes left in the quarter. He doesn't see the ball again. So why? I mean, Harbaugh should be fired on the spot.
He came out. It's funny you said that because he came out and said he's not worried about his job and all that other stuff. But how the heck do you not continue to give Henry the ball in that game? It makes absolutely
128 yards,
no sense.
7.1 a pop. What?
And the other guy wasn't doing jack with his touches. He wasn't doing anything. Like
Mitchell, 13 yards. He wasn't doing anything.
Like, why keep giving Mitchell the ball? I just did not understand it at all.
I know that it's very hard to change the game plan, during the game. But was the game plan not to include Derrick Henry at all? Like, if it was Lamar instead of Huntley, would you still not give Derrick Henry the ball? Like, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But good for the Pats. Good for us.
Yeah.
We went on top.
Listen, like I said, at one side of me wanted the Patriots to lose, so my bet would still be alive. And the other side was like, well, I'd rather the Ravens lose and then have a chance for Steelers to clinch on Saturday, this Saturday, with us not even having to play. So I'm glad it worked out this way. Sure, I lost the bet or whatever, but the Ravens are cooked. They're stupid. The coach should probably be fired for, how he's handled, this game and most of the games this season.
Yeah. And it's a continuation because last season, it's not like they were a powerhouse.
Right.
And even the season before, I know Lamar was hurt, but you still not.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems like that window of opportunity gets smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Instead of 10 years and maybe like 5 good seasons you can get out of them. Yeah.
For the Patriots, I thought they played okay. I thought May was impressive, made some impressive throws. He had a couple of mistakes. I think one interception, but I think there was a couple other throws. There
was 2 fumbles, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if him throwing 44 times is going to work when we get to the playoffs, if that's the right approach. But I think you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, Henderson had gotten hurt too, right?
Well, Henderson got hurt, but, Baltimore has a bad pass defense.
Yeah, that's
really
true.
Bad. So I didn't think that they were going to get a lot on the running the ball. 51 yards for Stevenson. But, I mean, there was some throws that you were like, wow.
Yeah.
That throw to Kyle Williams, you were like, wow.
Yeah.
And he's made that throw. So it's not like...
We've seen it before from Drake May. He is impressive when it comes to throwing the ball. There's been some impressive quarterback play this entire year. As great as his throw was, and I know we'll probably talk about other games.
I mean, second-year guys, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams.
Yeah, the throws that they're making are just unbelievable. And Drake May, man, he oozes talent. I think we're just at the tip of the iceberg, too. There's so much left. Imagine once he really starts to, take off with better players around him, using his legs more. And I know he ran 10 times, but he's a great, not good, he's a great athlete.
No, he takes off.
Yeah, he takes off. Imagine if he starts to do that more, right? And I'm not saying be Josh Allen, right? But if he can start to take a leap with his running ability, the sky is the limit, I think, with Drake May.
I'm just more impressed. Well, I am impressed with Drake May, but what Stephon Diggs is doing this year.
I told you he's going to be their number one receiver. I told you the way his offseason looked, how he was attacking his injury. I'm like, this guy's he's going to be good. He's going
to be good, but I told you that he was going to score touchdowns for the team. And I'm looking at the what the roster, what we predicted for Stephon Diggs. So our friend Larry, he had Diggs with 45 receptions and 486 yards. You had him with 950 and 85 receptions. I had him with 600 receptions and 60 receptions, 600 yards. He basically has surpassed me and Larry and I, and he's almost to 950.
Yeah. I told you he's. I thought. Well, here he is, 1,000-yard receiver. He just missed. How many games did he miss? Did he miss any games at the beginning of the season? I don't think he was.
Did not miss.
But he wasn't fully healthy. They eased him in. Right. So if he would have played the entire season, which again when we did this, I wasn't sure. But if he would have played, there's no doubt he would be a 1,000-yard receiver by the end of the season. Now, can he repeat that next year and the year after? I don't know.
I don't know
because he is getting up there in age.
He's 32 years old.
Yeah.
They signed him for 3 years. Obviously, they have so many draft picks for 2026. It depends how far they get in the playoffs, but now you're going to start attracting people to come play for Mike Vrabel, Drake May, and that's how it starts.
Yeah.
But as long as he's there, he's probably going to be like, hey, give me the damn ball. I'm really impressed with him and Matt Collins.
Yeah. Another guy, I was like, this guy, he can run, right? He can still run down the field. He's fast as hell. He's tall as hell. It's stuff that...
And he blocks.
What was Buffalo thinking? Like, what? Why would you let him?
He was with Buffalo and they let him go. He was with the Raiders and they let him go.
I can't name a receiver on the Raiders right now. I cannot. So why? I just don't get it.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Let's talk about the Steelers, Detroit, because we both thought that this was a losable game for Pittsburgh, and Detroit looked terrible.
You thought so?
I thought they couldn't run the ball, number one.
Yeah.
So Gibbs was automatically neutralized. So I was like, okay, well, at least you got, Goff and Almon, and nope, nothing.
I think it goes to show you about matchups and stuff like that. And Steelers, now we haven't been great necessarily the entire year, but the entire year we haven't had our defensive front in the game. So it's the first game in a while where our defensive front has been there, minus TJ and minus Herbig, on the outside linebacker position. But I knew Pittsburgh would load up the box and force Goff to try to win the game. That's exactly what they did. Gibbs was not going to beat us. Montgomery was not going to beat us. It had to be Goff using his arm. And he almost did at the end. It was a crazy game, crazy finish. But I thought Steelers had outplayed them for the most part. And although they did some things like drop 3 interceptions or 3 interceptable balls at least, I think they had a chance to really and missed the field goal too. I think they could have put some distance in the game, and they didn't do that. I did think that they won this game pretty convincingly, despite the 29-24 score.
Yeah, what do you think towards the end, where it looked like Detroit won, but no, not so fast. OPI was called.
Well, that whole drive I thought was insane because you had the pass interference call before that I thought was a horrible call. At least when I saw it real time, and they slowed it down a million frames. I was like, obviously it looks like pass interference, but real time I didn't think that was pass interference at all. Then I think you had another penalty in there somewhere that was another 15 yards or some crap like that. So I thought we were on the verge of choking, to be honest with you. But on that last play, when they threw the flag, and honestly, even take the flag out of it, when they went to tackle him, I thought I heard a whistle. Apparently there wasn't a whistle, but they held him for a good 15. So the play should have been dead, right? Before he flipped it, the whistle should have blown. To me, they had him wrapped up, stopped his forward progress. What are they supposed to do other than slamming him to the floor? To me, it should have been dead. And the whole flip, to Goff and him running in the air. No one knew. I think everyone assumed that there was a whistle and the play was dead. So, I think we were fortunate, but at the same time, there was an obvious offensive pass interference in that last play.
I think the competition committee this summer is going to be I don't know what a catch is. I don't know what an OPI is.
That's yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if replays are making it worse or making it better.
The catch thing is insane. I thought they went to review on the catch. I forgot who caught the ball. I thought it was a catch. I don't even know why it went to replay. But at the end of that, I don't even know what a catch is anymore because the ball could just slightly move and they overturn it now. And then the other thing I don't like about today's rules, the whole pick play, I cannot stand it because it's so inconsistent when it's called. The Steelers, it got called against the Steelers, I think, once, right? Or twice. But then another time, it wasn't called at all. And that's how Detroit scored one of their touchdowns. It could have easily been called when Detroit scored one of the touchdowns in the fourth quarter, but it wasn't called. I'm like, it's to me, so inconsistent the way those plays are called and then what a catch is, like you said. I think the committee needs to look at a lot of these things, try to figure out how to clean it up because no one knows.
No one knows.
Yeah.
And even the refs don't know.
Yeah.
They gather around, they're like, why did you call that? Explain yourself.
Yes.
And I feel because you can see the head officiating okay, explain yourself.
Yeah.
Why did you call that flag? And the line judge is just well, see what happened was it's before they used to be sure this happened.
Yeah.
Now they gather, have a 5-minute conversation about this.
But back in the day, they would never call offensive passive interference. Receivers used to do all they used to last play of the game, push off, get open, score, and dare the referee to throw it. Well, the referee threw it this time because you pushed off and it's the right call. Now, how it was handled after that, there should have been a whistle. The guy was held for so long. And that's one of the things they talked about changing is when guys are wrapped up, they're going to blow the whistle faster, prevent other people from coming behind them and pushing them forward and stuff. because they want to protect players from getting hurt. They talked about that. And there's a situation I think they could have done it and they didn't. And, Goff comes out of nowhere and flies into the air. And you're like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, to me, it kind of sets a tone like what's going to happen in the playoffs. Is this going to be like a continuation?
Yeah.
Because they always say, oh, no, the best refs for playoffs, but I don't know if they have a best ref. I feel like
it's not always about the ref. It's just the rule. They're like so vague.
It's terrible. I hope that doesn't happen in the playoffs. So, Ron, who was in your PowerPoint for Week 17?
All right. Before we get there, though, we got to talk about some of these games, though, from Week 16. What do you think of like the Rams Seattle game and then Chicago game? Were those like two best games of the year potentially?
I mean, those were great finishes, but then you can also Denver Jacksonville was a great game because who knew Jacksonville had it in him, in them, basically. There was just a lot of close calls, a lot of like that. Even that Raiders, Texans game, like we thought it was going to be a blowout.
Yeah. Genty all of a sudden looking like the first round pick first pick that he was, or second pick.
And I don't think they have an offensive coordinator, right? It's just like
I have no idea who's calling plays.
Yeah, because they fired Chip Kelly. So,
well, that Rams Seattle game, man, that Thursday night game and overtime and all that stuff, and then going for 2 to win the game and all that was to me incredible. The Chicago game to me was incredible. The way Caleb played.
I mean, those finishes, those like weird, like there was a call with that Seattle Rams game where they were like, no, that was actually a lateral and recovered.
Yeah.
Even though, did you hear? There was a whistle. Was there a whistle?
I don't know if there was a whistle.
Yeah, it's like then just randomly picks it up. Oh, you get the points.
Yeah,
you get the 2 points. Like a lot of that.
Yeah. It's exciting. It's been a lot of games like that this year. I think it's been a great season. I think this week was fantastic in terms of some of the games. Now there's some garbage games that we had to like watch this week. But
I mean, I hope nobody watched the Jets New Orleans games.
Yeah,
because that was. I mean, Aaron Glenn, is he gonna have a job come next year? We don't know.
Yeah.
He has a lot of picks thanks to Indianapolis, but what is he going to do with that? Like, yeah, we just, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
All right,
Ron.
Power rankings.
Yeah, let me have it.
All right. Yeah, it's getting tough, right? With these power rankings. Here's the new teams I added into my top 10. I got the Chargers and Philly now in. I pulled Houston out, even though they won their game. They didn't look impressive. And Green Bay, I moved them out. I think I had them like 10th last week. I just pulled them out of my top 10 now. But I'll start at number 1 with Seattle. I moved them up to number 1. I think I had them number 2 last week or 3 last week. The Rams, I moved them to number 2. Jacksonville, with their win in Denver, I thought was extremely impressive. I moved them to number 3. The 49ers, I have them at number 4. I had them at number 4 last week, so no movement for them. Denver, I moved down to number 5. They're down 2 spots. Chicago, I have at 6. They were 6 last week. The Chargers, as I mentioned, I got them in. I moved them into number 7. I think their wins have been impressive, and I think they're getting healthier now. They got both running backs playing really well, and then Herbert's playing well too. There's still question marks about the offensive line, but I have them at number 7. I got Buffalo at number 8. Their game was a little bit touch and go there, but I dropped them 1 spot to number 8. Philly, I got them at number 9. They were out of my top 10 last week. And then at number 10, I moved New England down 1 spot to number 10, even with the win in Baltimore. So yeah, that's my top 10. I think lurking I still have Houston. I still have Green Bay, and obviously, the Patriots. The Steelers are probably right there somewhere, but I would have them probably, at 13 or 14 as far as ranking right now.
I didn't kick anybody out. It was just a game of musical chairs. I wasn't, except for maybe Jacksonville, and because let's be honest, that Seattle versus Rams game was a lot of bouncing the right way for lucky calls. But I got Seattle at number 1. I got Jacksonville number 2 because I was really impressed with that Denver victory. I moved New England up to number 3. The Rams, I moved them down. They were 1 last week. Now they're 4. Denver, I got them at number 5. San Francisco, I got them at 6. Houston, I moved them up to number 7. I have the Chargers at 8. Buffalo at number 9 because, like you said, Cleveland Browns, they were a little shaky. Even though if the Browns had a better quarterback, that was a winnable game. And then I have Chicago at number 10. Could easily move up Chicago. But yeah, that's my list for week 17. I just did a little reshuffling. That's all.
The team you still have out is Philly. And who's the other team you have out right now? Can't tell which is the other team that we disagreed on, but Philly for sure it looks like you have out. Don't see what the other team is. Is that it? Is that the only team?
That's the only team.
Okay.
I'm not impressed by Philly at all.
Right.
And the fact that they beat the Commanders, big deal. They need to be, and I think they have a pretty easy schedule. The rest of they're not. I think. Well, actually, no. I think they play Buffalo. Let me just look it up. I think they do play Buffalo. To end the season. Jeez, why am I blanking here? Okay, here we go. So they play Buffalo to end. They play Buffalo next, and then they end with Commanders. So that should be a good game.
Yeah, I think that'll tell a lot about both those teams, right?
Both of those teams,
yeah, how good they really are.
Because when I look at that, I like the Buffalo offense, but then I love the Eagles defense.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So that should be a good game. Let's dive into our game predictions, and let's start because this week there's 4 days of football. We got Thursday games, we got Saturday games, we got Sunday games, and we have a Monday night game. So we'll start with the Christmas games that we just talked about at the beginning of the podcast. Dallas Cowboys at Washington Commanders. Dallas is favored by 7 points. 50.5 is total. Ron, who'd you go with?
In Dallas, I think they are a much better team. At this stage of the game, with all these teams being out, it'll be interesting to see how long starters play and all, how hard teams play. But I'm taking Dallas to win this one.
Yeah, I'm taking Dallas, but like I said, this could be like the second tier teams, players basically.
Yeah.
For next year, see what they got for next year. So, if you're eating whatever you're eating for Christmas, this is the time to do it. 1:00 time. The next game, Detroit Lions at Minnesota Vikings. Detroit is favored by 6, but I feel like that should be higher. We know that JJ's not going to be playing.
Yeah.
44.5 is the point total. Run. What's your prediction?
I'm going to take Detroit. I think they should win. I think, the Steelers game did expose some issues with Detroit, but I think Detroit's a much better team, so they should win pretty easily. I think 6 is low.
Yeah, I agree. 6 is low. I'm going with Detroit, and this would be one of those games where it's okay to check on the NBA games. It's okay. We won't be mad at you. The next game, Denver Broncos at Kansas City Chiefs. 13.5 for Denver. That is really high for a away team. 36.5 is the point spread. Ron, who'd you go with?
I'm taking Denver, but I would not. If I was to take anything, I would take, the Chiefs to keep this one close. It's a division game. I don't know who the quarterback is. I don't care. But I still know Andy Reid is the head coach, and I know Kansas City's a tough place to play in. So I'm going to take Denver to win. I don't think they cover that 13.5 point spread, though.
They're coming off a loss to Jacksonville. 36.5 is really low.
Yeah.
They don't, Vegas doesn't expect for Kansas City to score at all.
It's basically what they're saying, yeah.
With that 13.5, give me Denver, but I think that they might break that point spread. Let's move on to the next game, Saturday. Baltimore Ravens at Green Bay Packers. Green Bay's favored by 2.5. 40.5 is the point spread. Is Lamar playing in this game?
It doesn't look like he's going to be playing. He's trending to being out.
So who'd you go with?
I am going with Green Bay to win. I'm going to assume here either Love plays or Willis plays, one of those quarterbacks, and that'll be good enough to beat Baltimore.
Yeah, I know that Baltimore has so many injuries. It's ridiculous. Basically, the best player is injured. Give me Green Bay to win this game. Let's skip that Saturday game and we'll go to Sundays. Arizona Cardinals at Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are favored by 7 points. 53.5 is the over and under. Ron, who'd you go with?
I'm taking Cincinnati to win this one. I think they should win easily. But again, I'm curious how long Burrow's going to be in the game. Given his health history, I would hate to be the coach that has him get out hurt, a major injury in week 17 of a game that means absolutely nothing. So I'm taking Cincinnati. But I'm curious how long Burrow's going to, and the starters are going to play.
I think Arizona, they're both playing for the draft now, right? For draft position. I'd still like Cincinnati to win this game, but to be honest, it can go both ways, right? It could be Cincy, it could be the Arizona. We just don't know. New Orleans Saints at Tennessee Titans. New Orleans is actually favored by 2.5. 39.5 is the over and under. Ron, who'd you go with?
I am taking the Saints. I am a huge Tyler Shuck fan. I think you know this. I think he just came off a 300-yard performance this past week. I think both these teams have the quarterbacks of their future. I'm a bigger fan of Shuck, though, so I'm taking the Saints too.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Saints. I think that they have their quarterback. They don't need to draft another one. It's not that they're playing for draft position. They just, they're just seeing what they have, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at them. Next game, Jacksonville Jaguars at Indianapolis Colts. 6.5 is the spread for the Jaguars. 47.5 is a point spread. Ron, who'd you go with?
Old Man Rivers is going to get killed. I'm taking Jacksonville to win this one easy. I think I'll give Rivers a hand clap to say you made it 2 games, right? But he is so limited, I think, with what he can do. And it's a little bit of an insult. I think I mentioned this before to the other guys that's on the team, the other quarterbacks that are there. Why aren't those guys getting playing time? I don't know, but I'm taking Jacksonville to win this.
I like Indy to win this game. 6.5 is a very large spread. It is a home game, but they just got whooped by San Francisco. This is maybe for pride game. I don't know what's going on. I know that they were interviewing Phillip Rivers, and he tried to pivot and be like, "It's not about me. It's about the team." Yes, you're 44 years old. It is about you. But I like Indy in a long shot. So give me the Colts. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Miami Dolphins. This is a Florida game.
Yeah.
5.5 Tampa Bay. 46.5 is the point spread. Ron, what's the prediction?
I'm out on Tampa Bay. I've wanted to see them win. They've lost 6 out of the last 7 or something like that. I have no confidence in them whatsoever. You see,
Tom Bowles going to get fired.
Potentially.
He's friends with what's his name? The old coach. Bruce.
Oh yeah, Irvin Arians.
Bruce, yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce Arians.
I don't know. They're not playing well. Their defense is terrible. Mayfield has not looked like himself this entire season. I'm taking Miami to win this one. Not that I have confidence in Miami, it's just something off with Tampa. And even though Tampa still has a chance to get in, I just don't see it happening.
I picked Tampa, but only because that NFC South is so still winnable.
But you lost 6 out of 7 games.
Still winnable because what Carolina is playing, who are they playing? Seahawks. So they could be like, okay, this might be a loss for the Panthers. Maybe we can sneak in. But they're playing at the same time, so who knows? I'm gonna go with Tampa only because this game could be Todd's last game. So I know that week 18 is coming up, but this could be like his last chance if to not work. And they Mike Evans came back from injury for nothing, basically. The next game we were just talking about: Seattle Seahawks, Carolina Panthers at Carolina Panthers. Seahawks are favored at 7.5. 42.5 is a point spread. Ron, what's your prediction?
I think I went back and forth with this. I ended up choosing Seattle, but this can be a huge trap game for them, I think, because they came off that huge win, impressive win at the Rams. Now you're flying into Carolina, probably thinking like overly confident that you could beat Carolina. Carolina's playing decent ball. They're a good football team, right? So it would not shock me if Carolina wins, but I'm going to stick to Seattle. But I'm warning people that this is probably a trap game for them.
Yeah, I went with Carolina, even though I also picked Tampa Bay. But I think Carolina, flying from the West Coast to the East Coast for this game, like you said, this could be a trap game. I know they have an extra 2 days of rest because they play on Thursday night, but Carolina, Vince Young, Bryce Young. If any division he was going to be successful is this one.
I guess.
Bryce Young, keeping the 5'9" people alive for the QB. Yeah. New York Giants this is the Super Bowl.
I know.
At Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are favored by 1.5. 41.5 is the over and under. Ron, who'd you go with?
I'm trying to see if any team has clinched the first pick yet, because I think that's still up for grabs, if I'm not mistaken. And both teams have only 2 wins, right? And both teams have the number, are vying for that number 1 pick. I think this could be a game where no one's trying to score at all. But I'm going to take the Raiders to win this one.
They're playing for that Indiana quarterback, right? Or the Giants already have a quarterback?
Well, I guess the Giants have theirs.
Yeah.
But it's good to get the first pick so you can trade
down,
get some more picks.
Yeah, this is just the Pooper Bowl. This is like...
And if you get a new head coach too, it doesn't mean that new head coach isn't necessarily say, oh, Jackson Dart's my guy. I'm going to...
Well, that's my argument with Cam Ward. Is like once a new coach gets in there, they were floating the idea of like hiring McCarthy.
McCarthy from the Vikings?
Yeah, from Dallas.
Oh, that McCarthy. Okay,
McCarthy for a head coach.
Yeah,
but even Rex Ryan, which I think is a long shot, but
yeah,
I mean, they just who knows? Who knows? This is definitely the Super Bowl. So.
Yeah.
Next game, Philadelphia Eagles at Buffalo Bills. This is a 4:30 game. Buffalo is favored by 1.5. 43.5 is the over and under. Ron, who'd you go with?
Yeah, only 2 4:00 games on Sunday, which means my Sunday is pretty much open. I'm taking Philly to win this one. I still think Buffalo, they were somewhat impressive with actually sticking to the running game last week, but I still got some questions about how good they are. I think Philly is a better team, even though it didn't show up in my rankings that way. I'm taking Philly to win.
I went with Buffalo only because you can't really go against Josh Allen. He's a better quarterback, but then that Philly defense, they could be hit or miss. Let's be honest. But this is a good game. This is a good game. I got Buffalo, but if they lose this game, it could make for a very interesting AFC East conclusion. So we'll see how that goes. Monday night game, LA Rams at Atlanta Falcons. Rams are favored by 8.5. 49.5 is the over and under. Ron, who'd you go with?
Yeah, this is going to be, let me get that taste out of last week out of my mouth. And the Rams are going to put a beat down on Atlanta, I think. And I'm going to take them to win by more than 8.5.
Yeah, I also got the Rams winning this. McVay, he said that he was retiring. Was he just mad? He was like, I'm going to retire when Stafford retired. That's it. I was like, wow, okay. Like, you don't think you're making good money, or I don't understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think when in the moment that question is asked, you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna quit. And then you sleep on it, you're like, oh, I know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Let's look at our teams, Ron. Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Pittsburgh is favored by 3.5. 33.5 is a point spread. Ron, who'd you go with?
Yeah, I was waiting a little bit. I was going back and forth waiting for the DK Metcalf news to see if he'll be available. I'm still uncertain about what sort of impact that will have because the offense have been playing so well. Having said that, I'm still going to give Cleveland the win here, 20-16. If nothing else, because every time I seem to vote for Pittsburgh to win or lose, they end up winning. So give me Cleveland 20-16. Keep that streak going.
Yeah, I mean, so you predict Cleveland to win, but then you also predict Green Bay to win.
Yeah. So
if they both lose, does that mean that last game week 18?
No. It doesn't matter if Green Bay wins on Saturday, it's over. It's over. So, and that's why there's a lot of conversation already happening. That's what Tom was asked today. If Green Bay wins and you clinch, do you even play the starters on Sunday? And he said he hasn't thought about it. If that happens, I can see Rodgers playing like maybe a half.
Oh, because that's a Saturday game.
Yeah,
right?
It's a Saturday game. Okay. So we'll know by Saturday night if they clinch or not. I'm guessing they will. I'm guessing Green Bay will win. And then you won't have to play your starters. And, if your starters are not playing, that gives Cleveland a better chance to win that game. So that's part of the reason, too. I have Cleveland winning 20-16. Yeah,
that makes sense. I like Pittsburgh to win it, even if I don't know Mason if a 42-year-old wants to play.
Yeah.
If the division is already clinched, but even if Mason Rudolph, he's better than Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
He can still, I don't know, he's not gonna fling it, but he can, give it to Gainwell a couple of times. Yeah. So give me Pittsburgh to win this game 20-13. I just don't think Cleveland has the firepower to put up any points. Great defense, but no offense. So give me Pittsburgh to win this game. The next game, New England at New York Jets. 13.5 is a point spread. Rather large one. Might be the largest one the whole entire season for New England. 42.5 is a point spread. And let me just tell you the story, Ron, real quick. So last weekend, my wife, Charlotte, she went to a cookie contest. And there was a lot of ladies that she didn't know. But I guess, the Patriots came up and she was like, oh, my husband is a fan of the Patriots. And then this other wife was like, well, I'm a Jets fan. And I guess without even thinking about it, she was like, oh, I feel bad for you. And that just started a whole back and forth. And she was like, no, I don't know anything about football. I just know that the Jets are terrible. And needless to say, she made a couple enemies.
Yeah,
by
that's
doing
hilarious.
That. I was like, you know what? That's what happens.
Yeah, she's not lying.
Yeah, that's what happens. What is your prediction, Ron?
I struggled with how high to go and how many points the Patriots will score here. I settled on a 33-10 victory. This is going to be over by halftime. It should be. 33-10. It wouldn't shock me if Patriots put up 40 points, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the 30s, but I also know that we have a lot of injuries. We have a lot of players going through the whole concussion protocol. I think that New York Jets are going to put up some points. They're definitely not going to win this game.
Who's quarterback for the Jets?
Is it Cook?
Yeah, Cook? I think so.
And surprisingly enough, I will be in New York City that Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
So, and I told my brother, I was like, we should just dip. There's like 10 of us, and we're like, we just dip. Who cares? We're not going to do that. I think they have like this whole schedule, like, oh, we're going to go to FS Shorts and do this. I was like, let's just go to a bar and watch this game because
you know your Patriots gear.
Yo, of course. I don't care.
Let me not see you on the news, okay?
Yeah. Be like decapitated. I don't know. But I have New England winning this game easily. I think New York Jets are going to put up some points, but not enough. Who is your upset special, Ron?
Not confident in this one, but I'm looking at the Chicago at San Francisco game. I think Chicago I wouldn't say they're a better team than San Francisco, but they have some sort of magic going on. And sometimes that, it's the magic, if you will, that gets teams. It can carry teams through the playoffs all the way to the Super Bowl. And there's something special about these Bears, and I have them winning 27-24. I don't know if Birdie can continue to throw five touchdowns like he did last week. I don't know if he can keep that up. I think Chicago, on the other hand, have been impressive. I'm taking Chicago to win that one, 27-24.
I love Chicago. I love what Ben Johnson is doing. I just think that home game, San Francisco, McCaffrey, Purdy might not repeat what he did against the Colts, but I just feel like they're getting back their guys. Maybe not on defense, but on offense for sure. I still like San Francisco to win this game over Chicago, but Chicago might, like you said, they're having a magical season. They might take this, but I think that might be too much to ask for them. My upset for this week, Houston at LA Chargers. Chargers are favored by 2.5. 39.5 is the spread. I'm going with Houston. I think they beat the Chargers 20-17. I really like that defense. I know they struggle against the Raiders. This is also going to be a road game for them, but I think they can upset the Chargers.
Yeah, I think they're definitely capable. I'm still sticking with the Chargers to win this one. Houston's defensive front does scare me against the Chargers' offensive line that's still severely banged up. But I'm going to stick with the Chargers to win that one.
All right, so let's go into our confidence level, because we pretty much know that. Well, I know for a fact New England already clinched playoff berth. Pittsburgh probably going to do it on Saturday. But out of all these teams that you're going to face, Denver, New England, Jacksonville, Chargers, Buffalo, and Houston, how do you rank these teams?
Yeah, so I'm going to go from 1 to 6, with the 1 being the team that I'm least confident in beating, 6 being the team that I'm most confident that the Steelers can win. So at number 1, I have Denver. Even with their loss, I still think Bo Nix scares me for some reason. I think he can just capable of just going off, and now they have a running game too on top of it. So Denver really, really worries me. Number 2, Buffalo. That's pretty easy. Not just with their running back with Josh Allen now, and their defense actually playing quietly a little bit better. They're a scary team to me at number 2. Number 3, I have the Chargers, a well-rounded team, offense and defense. Offensive line, still an issue, but with Herbert there, I think they're a team that'll be a tough task for any team to face. So I have them at number 3. Jacksonville at number 4, and it's not to say that they should not be recognized for the great season that they're having and what they just did with Denver. But I think the Steelers would still match up pretty good against them. I think we can slow Trevor Lawrence down a lot. At number 5, the Patriots. We beat the Patriots already this season. Now, that was a long time ago. These are not the same teams at all. The Patriots obviously can still beat the Steelers, but because we've already done it, I think that would be where I'd have the Patriots at. And then I have Houston as the team that scares me the least. Right, because I just don't trust their offense. I don't trust CJ Stroud. I know their defense is great. But if you get ahead against Houston, are they capable of coming back? If you get up like double digits, if somehow, they're the team, like, offensively are probably the weakest out of all of these teams, potentially. So they scare me the least.
Yeah, number 1 that scares me the most is Buffalo. That's why it's important for them to get the number 1 seed for New England, because if they get in number 2 and they have to face a wildcard team, this is the team that I don't want to see. Buffalo, I mean, they play in the division. They got Josh Allen. They already got beaten once by them. I don't want to see Buffalo. So that number 1 seed is very, very important. Denver, you just talked about. Bo Nix is waking up all of a sudden at the wrong time if you're not a Denver fan.
Yeah.
So yeah, they look very impressive. Number 3, I got Jacksonville. Even though out of all these quarterbacks, I think Pittsburgh and Chargers have better quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence is still a question mark, but he's playing great this season. Number 4, I got Pittsburgh. You guys already beat New England. I think Rodgers has gotten better. I think the offense has gotten a little bit better. The defense maybe still skeptical, but Pittsburgh I got at 4. Number 5, I got Houston for the same reasons you mentioned. Great defense, but Stroud still a question mark. Like, is he ready? I'm not afraid of Chubb, really. I think he's old. He's a bargain bin player. Number 6 is the Chargers. I know Herbert is playing great. Probably, like I said, Josh Allen, Rodgers, and Herbert. But they haven't been, blowing teams out like you think they would. And they could win that division for all we know.
Yeah.
They're undefeated. So that's who currently, but this could change because we still don't know what's going to happen. with the seedings. So
Yeah. We don't know where these games are going to be played. I think we're confident that these are the teams that are going to be in it at this point, but we don't know what the seedings will be. And so if New England has a home game, right, does that change your perspective on things, right? If they're playing Buffalo, but they're at home, right?
On the road or at home.
Yeah. Does that make a difference? But it's good to stack up these opponents at this time in the season, because these are the teams that you're going to be facing. And I'm just curious, like, we go through our power rankings and stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean, okay, just because the team is ranked a certain way that our teams can't beat them necessarily. I think football is always a game of like matchups, and obviously like health too. When we get to the end of the year, who's healthy and who's not. It's funny you have the Chargers at number 6. I don't think Herbert's going to have another year like he did last year, where he threw 4 interceptions in the playoff game.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to do that again. I think he'll be much more careful. And now they have a running game too, so they do scare me a lot. I don't know. I think the division's up for grabs though, right? To me,
yeah. I mean, like you said, I know that. Listen, all these teams that are currently that we put in the playoffs have a really, really good quarterback in the helm, right? All the other teams that we don't think can make in the rest of the league, they have maybe except for Stafford, we still don't know about Darnold. We still don't know about. I mean, Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl, but he hasn't been like lights out. I fear like, if we get past these great quarterbacks the AFC has, who's going to be standing
on the other
NFC?
side, right?
So that to me, I'm more concerned of like, can we make it to the Super Bowl? Than actually winning it.
Yeah, I agree. If you were to put $100 on a team coming out of the AFC, which team would it be?
Right now, wow.
It's hard, right?
It is hard. It is hard because, Herbert hasn't done it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We know that Rodgers has. May second year, Bo Nick's second year. They haven't even made it that far. Trevor Lawrence, not his second year, but this is like his 5th or 6th year. Like, okay, what are you doing? And maybe this is Josh Allen's year. Like, no Burrows, no Lamar, like maybe no Holmes. Maybe this is his year.
Yeah.
So we don't know. Houston, they won one game with Stroud, but there's so many question marks. So yeah, it's hard.
I think I would still put it on Denver, just because of everything else besides Knicks, the defense, the offensive line, running back, the weapons and all that other stuff. Even though they just got embarrassed a little bit by Jacksonville, I think Denver, if I was to place $100, that'll probably be the team, but not by a lot. I think all these teams are so close. It wouldn't shock me if any of these teams make it to the Super Bowl. Patriots, Steelers, Houston, Buffalo. Nothing would surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, this is a year where anything goes, right?
And probably the same. I haven't looked, at the NFC at that level. If it's probably the same, it could be any number because there's so many good teams. San Fran, the Rams, Chicago, all these teams with like 10 plus wins. Like nothing would shock me in the NFC either if any team comes out of there.
Yeah, this is gonna, and the playoffs start January 10th. So this is January 10th. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I just saw 10th. Yeah. So you never know. You never know who's gonna come out victorious. So next week, we're gonna have episode 144. Week 18. This is going to be audio only. So you won't see our smiling faces on YouTube, but you can still download us on YouTube or whatever platform that you use. I'm gonna be away seeing family, but like I mentioned before, that Sunday I'm gonna be in New York City, and people say, "Oh, don't go to a Jets bar." No, I want to go to Jets bar.
Okay.
I want to see what. Well, I don't think there's any Jets fans
left. Yeah,
I think they're all Giants.
No one's running out to watch a Jets game right now.
Maybe if I go to like Long Island, Staten Island, maybe I don't know. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. The girls haven't seen snow. It's supposed to snow that Sunday, as a matter of fact. So we'll see. It'll be it'll be interesting to say the least. It's just very comical that the day that I'm in New York City, we play the Jets.
Yeah.
So
that's funny.
I know that is very, very ironic. So Ron, I want to wish you guys, the listeners, I think there's 10 of them. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. We'll see you on the flip side. Well, actually not yet, because we're going to be doing a show on the 29th. Let me just look at the schedule real quick. So, no, we're going to be doing a show on the 30th. So, we're going to be doing another show on the 30th. And then after that, we'll go back to our regular Wednesday recording.
Sounds good.
What do you have to say to the Steelers fans out there?
Free DK Metcalf. That's what I got to say. Listen, man, enjoy the holidays. Happy Merry Christmas and then Happy New Year's the following week to everyone. Stay safe and enjoy the games.
All right.
Peace. All right. That's it, guys. That's the end of the show. Thanks so much for all your support and listening today. If you got any questions, comments, feedback, feel free to email us at simsportsmedia@gmail.com. That's SYMSPORTSMEDIA@gmail.com. Peace.